Hi, I'm Jonathan Metter, and we're here in PIKO America's service department, and today we've got something really exciting for you. It's a sneak peek of our new HO scale model of the NCTD Sprinter. So it seems like a really long time that we've been telling you about all the research and development work we did on this. Of course, the Sprinter, our North County Transit District very wisely chose a very proven platform, which is called the DeZero model, made by Siemens in Germany, and those you see all over Europe. But it does have some unique features for Southern California, and we've told you about the brand new tooling we made for the air conditioning units, which are much larger here than the ones they use in Europe to keep it cool in the California sunshine. And we put a lot of work into the details as well, as far as the decorations and getting those AC units right. Of course, we already had the cool model in our HO product line for several years, but now it's here as a California specific model. And we'll give you some close-ups to show you some of those great details that we've incorporated. But let's also spend some time playing around with some of the cool features of this model, because it is loaded. The decoder has, I think you'll find more features than just about any other decoder in the market. There are over 4 minutes if you strung all the sounds together from one end to the other. 4 minutes of unique sounds, and those are all authentic Sprinter sounds. The NCTD folks were incredibly cooperative with us, so we got the real thing, and you'll enjoy those. That'll be lots of fun to play with. I guess the first thing we ought to do is get the motor started. And these things are designed, of course, to be pretty quiet, so that motor sound is not super loud. That's authentic. It runs very close to a lot of residential neighborhoods where they don't want a loud train going by. We can also go ahead and get some lights on the front, and we can get some lights on in the inside, the interior lights. Those are all separately switchable. And I guess if our train is going to leave the station, we ought to get the bell going as well. And that crossing bell is really loud if you're standing at the station. It's designed to get people off the tracks because there's a lot of pedestrian traffic around most of those stations. So we can give it a couple of toots on the horn and get going. And you heard the diesel engine rev up as we pulled out of the station there. We're going to go ahead and shut the motor down so that you can hear some of the other sounds even more clearly in the video. Trust me, they will show up loud and clear on your model, and you'll be really pleased with them. The motor's fully shut down now. We get all the authentic sounds of the startup and the shutdown, but we can go ahead and give you some of the other sounds. We've got in addition to the crossing bell and the short horn that you already heard, we've also got a long horn, and that one can be triggered on and off as long as you like. And we've got that really annoying, what's called the FRA, Federal Railroad Administration emergency horn, which is designed to be really annoying and get your attention if you're on the tracks. That's to say, get out of the way. So we're also going to give you a few other sounds here as well. And you can play your own authentic grade crossing if you wish, but that's also built in as a feature so that you don't have to press all those buttons yourself. You can be a lazy engineer if you want. So and we do have a few other cool sounds. The Sprinter has a lot of, as a commuter agency, has a lot of safety warnings. So there are numerous announcements for that, and we'll give you a few of those.
May I have your attention, please? Warning. Some trains pass through this station at high speed. Please remain well behind the yellow line and wait near the back of the platform.
And on that one is a station platform announcement, and you hear the lady with a British accent. And actually, Siemens in Germany recorded the original sounds for the Sprinters before they shipped the trains over here after they built them. And those, of course, with the continental English is usually a British English accent. But some of the other announcements on board the train and on the platform were recorded later here in Southern California, and even with some different voices. So you hear some different sounding voices. And here's another one.
Attention passengers. As a reminder, smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is not permitted on NCTD property. Additionally, possession or consumption of open alcoholic beverages is prohibited. Thank you for your cooperation. Atención pasajeros. Como recordatorio, fumar, incluyendo el uso de cigarrillos electrónicos, no está permitido en la propiedad de NCTD. Adicionalmente, está prohibido la posesión o consumo de bebidas alcohólicas que estén abiertas. Gracias por su cooperación.
Yes, this is Southern California, so those announcements some of those are also in Spanish, English and Spanish, they're bilingual. And we have other announcements as well.
Did you see something suspicious on the train, bus, or in the transit center? If so, report it. Contact transit security or call 911. Remember, if you see something, say something. ¿Vio algo sospechoso en el tren, autobús o en el centro de tránsito? Tome un momento y repórtelo a la seguridad de tránsito o llame a 911. Recuerde, si ve algo, diga algo.
So those are just a few of the cool announcements that you'll hear in and around the Sprinter if you ever take a ride on it. And for those who've had the fun of riding on it, you can confirm for your friends that those are the real, authentic announcements. And as you're getting on board the Sprinter, you'll hear the sound of the door opening. And then you'll hear the
Attention passengers, please watch your step while boarding the Sprinter. Once again, please watch your step while boarding the Sprinter. Thank you.
and the doors will close.
Welcome aboard the Sprinter. Passengers must have a valid ticket in their possession at all times. In the priority seating area behind the yellow line, you are required to move for seniors and persons with disabilities.
And there again you hear one of those authentic Siemens original recordings with the lady with the British accent. Those are still playing today on Sprinter trains here in San Diego with a British accent. And we've actually also included some really cool features every single station stop, and we've provided them for you so that if you're running your train in the westbound direction, you can have all of the station stops in the correct order, and if you're running it in the eastbound directions, you can have all the station stops in the correct order, and they trigger one after another, and so you can be really authentic with all your sounds, whether you have all those station stops on your layout. If you've got 13 station stops on your model of the Sprinter tracks, that's a pretty big layout. So, but we can play a couple of those for you just to give you an idea. So we'll give you some of the eastbound station stops as we're leaving the Oceanside station, where we've met up with the trains of Amtrak's Pacific Surfliner and the Coaster Service and Metrolink from LA. Those all join together there, and you can hop right on a Sprinter train from any of those. So we'll give you the first station stop heading eastbound.
Next stop, Coast Highway.
And after that,
Next stop, Crouch Street.
we won't bother you with all of them, but then we'll give you just the final station stop, which is Escondido.
Next and final stop, Escondido Transit Center.
And in the westbound direction, we can give you just a sampling of the station stops. We'll just play a couple, but they are all in there.
Next stop, Rodar. Next stop, Cal State San Marcos.
And those play all the way down the line. And we finally come into Oceanside, back to where we started.
Next and final stop, Oceanside Transit Center.
So So there's lots of cool sounds and platform announcements and onboard train announcements. It's the real package of the whole Sprinter. And we didn't run the train much for you earlier, so we'll do a little more of that. We'll get that motor started up again. Okay, and there's some brake squeal. Don't really have any curves here to show you curve squeal, but that is in there. And the NCTD line does snake through the countryside, so there are lots of curves, so you hear a little curve squeal occasionally. So lots of cool sound features, lots of neat lighting features, and I think you're going to have fun playing with that. And of course, it's an incredibly smooth running PIKO model. You can expect that from every PIKO model. So it's going to give you lots of great service on your railroad. The only thing better would be to couple two of these trains into a typical Sprinter consist. That's why in the sound versions we've made two road numbers, so you can do that and that'll look twice as good. Thanks for watching.